Here we have our fog tunnel. Full of fog, about 50 feet. Here's one of my blinds. Another small blind with the strobes on. My actors are invisible. I have the strobes battery operated, mounted on all the trees. So far they've gone for almost 10 hours on 4 batteries. Still working really great. This here's our bridge area. Was a wash. Doesn't have the same effect in the daytime. This is kind of my zombie infestation zone. Through there I have my motion sensor set here. 12 bucks, Home Depot, rigged to trip when the people hit this point. Both spinners come on, lights up the sign, looks really good. One of my fog chiller cans flows out across the old playground here. This is one of my most effective areas. I have a strobe here. Also have a strobe mounted in the tree, the bush. I have one blind right behind the strobe. Bang. The folks in the trail, the actors, are totally invisible to any victim coming from this direction. That strobe in the tree hits them in the face, blinds them. One blind here, directly opposite side of the trail. Another blind, they get hit left and right real quick. Another blind kind of blocking this off. These are my other biohazard drums. Another fog chiller rolling out fog here. I also have a zombie run. Here, he gets up behind that tree up there, comes running down the hill at him while they're checking out the can in the fog. Gets him from behind again. Exiting the containment zone. Boom, boom, boom. Little squishy thing here in the ground. I tried to use as much dead trees, which we have aplenty this year. Kind of screwed them together. Little natural look. I have another 2 blinds set up here with some more blinding strobes. One here and one opposite. Pretty comfortable to stand in, wide open. And we're coming to our cemetery. Okay, into the cemetery. I made a handful of stones this year. I'm gonna make another huge handful next year. Kind of followed Tara's tutorials, and the stones came out really nice. I have my sarcophagus Next year I'm going to repaint that with the dry lock to make it look a lot better. I have a crack in the side, and inside I have a fog chiller set up and a red light, so it actually glows. It looks really cool with the fog rolling out, and the victims on the trail can walk right through the fog, and it looks really neat. Then I have, this is my cemetery parting shot basically. I have a trumpeting tombstone. That trumpet you see there is an alarm that I found on a building that was getting demoed, and I built it into the tombstone with a skull, and I have the trigger running back behind this blind, and the trigger person sits back here in the dark, unbeknownst to my victims, and fires it as the folks are leaving the cemetery area, and hits them in the head. It's great, really works great. Again, I tried to go with all the natural stuff. It looks cooler and a lot creepier when you get some shadows going on it. Come on down through here. We have our flying ghost. He's on a zip line heading up there. Someone hides behind the tree, releases. We have a strobe set on this tree directly in front, blinds him. The ghost actually sits up in the dark. You can't see him at all. We have a second smoke tunnel coming up here. Another blind here that I set up with twigs and sticks and whatnot. This was a old recycled front of house, one of the old facades that we still use. So we brought it back out on the trail and we set it up as a second fog tunnel. Here's one of my my really good ideas, I think. Once you exit the tunnel, I have sort of a scarecrow gauntlet. We have the scarecrow set up on trees. The bodies aren't the greatest, but they're pretty effective. Last week at the top was where I had my actor. This week I swapped him out with this guy so that they changed positions, because we have several different people that come through quite often, so they get nailed a couple different times. The bodies need to be worked on, I think. Next year I have 4 or 5 other heads made I want to fill out with bodies. Here's another blind right past the scarecrow area. Little hollowed out area underneath a laurel, I think that is. Again, real effective. This is our downhill area. We try not to scare anybody here, because don't need any patrons running down the hill. That would be dangerous. We have someone positioned in this makeshift coffin here. Pops out. It works pretty good. And now we're heading to my, what I like to call the parting shot. I have a light set up here on the ground. We have that table that I spoke of in my other post down there at the end. The trigger's over there. And right on the back of this tree is where I have my air jet positioned. And the line runs all the way over to the table where the trigger person sits. And you see the trail is very narrow here, just a couple of feet, one person at a time can get through. The flood shows the position of the victims coming down. Trigger person, again, sits at that table, and bang, it's all over. All right, that's our trail. Thanks.